Hey everyone, welcome to the Electric Supercar channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Jeep. For those of you new to the channel, this is a 2006 Jeep Grand Cherokee. We've spent the last several months electrifying this. It's got a full Tesla battery pack from a Model X, 100 kilowatts of energy. It also has a Tesla large drive unit with 600 horsepower. This week we've got a couple build items to get to, but then we finally get this thing moving. One of the things that this customer wanted to do is they wanted to upgrade the brakes. They thought if we're upgrading all this power, we should do the brakes as well.
Been working on the Jeep, put it back on the ground, but what we figured out is the knuckles between the WK1 Jeep Grand Cherokee, which is what we have, and the WK1 SRT8 are pretty much the same. It bolts right in. All the suspension and steering all bolt to the same spot. Literally the only difference are the mounting points for the caliper. Those mounting points do allow us to use the Hellcat 6-piston calipers. The only difference is the rotor offset. So we can't use the Hellcat rotors. In order to use the big brake, the 6-piston Hellcat calipers, we've got to get some, I guess I'll call them custom rotors that have the right offset that we need. The solution is SRT8 knuckles, Hellcat calipers, custom offset rotors. All right guys, we're back in my garage. We're painting some nice Brembo calipers. These are 6-piston calipers for the Jeep. Another thing you'll need is a wife with an auto body degree to paint the calipers. Here they are, but these are looking sweet. My wife did a really good job painting these. 4 base coats, 3 clear coats over the sticker. Okay, so Russ just finished getting the new hubs installed in these uprights. These are the SRT8 uprights. We've got to use those in order to use the Brembo brake calipers for this bolt position. So we got new bearings and hubs. Oh, and new dust shields because the other ones were completely rusted out. What we've got to do for those new calipers, they have a different brake fitting size. And so we've got to, I already did it, but basically cut the old fitting off since that no longer fits our system, and then get this new one on. So I fit that over the line. We'll flare it, inverted flare, which is going to be a little tricky because we've got to get this big unit inside here and hold it and flare it. If we didn't want to do that, we'd have to take this line off. I don't really want to do that. This side I've actually already changed the fitting to the new one. It's a struggle, but you can do it. Now that I've got the new brake line fitting on here, I had to figure out a way to get this basically supported to the body. But this guy, it was clamped down here at the end. Normally it would get bolted to the upright. So now I can just use the original bolting location with the hole that's on this guy, slide it up the line, supports it here, and then I can screw in that brake line. So that worked out really well. I don't have to design or make any new mounting brackets, something like that. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. You also have to get, specifically for this upgrade, are these very expensive rotors, but this has the right size and offset you need in order to make this work. That is sweet. It's huge. It's a pretty sweet setup though. Jeez. Like that. So then it's nice and out of the way. It's not gonna interfere with anything. It's got plenty of length to move with the suspension. So I'm gonna get some new copper washers, crush washers for this, and I'll go ahead and mount them. And then tighten that guy down once I'm happy with location. Repeat that on the other side, and then we can start putting in brake pads, tighten down our bleeder screws, put in all the pins, hardware, yeah, and then torque everything down, it'll be good to go. And we've got the rotor and caliper. Man, it's so sweet. It's so cool.
Rotation goes forward. I need to be careful. Yeah, nice. Right, this goes over that. And that says 70 foot-pounds. Okay. Okay, there we are. Got this side torqued as well. Got pads installed. Looking pretty slick. Now we very carefully put these wheels on so we don't scratch the calipers, because there is not a ton of clearance. Gosh, that scared me. Okay, we're good. Looks good. Okay, and then we got some new shiny lug nuts to replace these old, haggard, just awful lug nuts. That looks pretty sweet. Can we move? Yeah, we're good. Here, I'll get the Brembo right in the middle there. Sick. Dang, those are some big brakes. Okay, just torque these down and then we can put it on its own weight. All right, there it is. That looks pretty sick. It's on its own weight now. We got like 3 millimeters of clearance. Beautiful. That looks sweet.
For today's sponsor, we have Teslong. This is a portable tire inflator. So that's nice. It comes with a little carrying case. Look at that guy. I think this is like for blowing up large inflatables. And it comes with its own battery. This also tells you how charged it is. On the side here, you've got a 45-watt outlet. Looks like a USB-C. All right, so it's got car, bar, kilopascals, and this cycles through. So you got car, motorcycle, bicycle, basketball. I got a light on top. Red flashing light, very cool. We'll go find some things to blow up. All right, so this one says it's an air pump. I think this is the one to blow up your inflatables. Ah. That's got some good airflow. So again, this would be great for blowing up bigger items. This is how this one would blow things up. So you can see in just a few seconds, you can get quite a bit of air. So we actually end up using these tire inflators for lots of stuff that we do. So we'll do pressure checks on our battery box. So this is the rear battery box on the Jeep. We've got one of these valves here, so we're gonna go ahead and pressure it. And then usually we'll just keep it over time to see if it's dropped pressure. So we'll go to 8 PSI. All right, so we're currently at 31, we're going up to 36. There we go. All right, if the battery ever does get a little low, so see we're at 1, to charge it, all you do is plug it in with a USB-C, and it indicates it's charging. So this is the Teslong dual cylinder tire inflator. It is an air compressor that can go up to 150 PSI. It has a 20 volt removable battery, it has an LED light, and a pressure gauge for tires, bikes, balls, everything you got. It is portable and it weighs less than 3 pounds. It has dual 22 millimeter cylinders and 120 watts of power. It can get you twice the speed of normal tire inflators, and it can go 20 minutes of continuous working time. It also comes with an auto shut-off feature, so when you get to that pressure, it'll just stop automatically. It comes with 4 presets for bikes, balls, cars, and motorcycles. So if you're in the market for a product like this, I'll leave a link in the video description below.
Okay, so we're doing some brake stuff on the Jeep. We've already replaced the front rotors and calipers. They have sweet new Brembos on them. Those guys right there. So we're gonna make sure that the rear ones match. So this will match the red in the front. So I'm gonna do the passenger rear, and yeah, should look good. So here you can see our fancy, awesome calipers. They're cleaned up, they look nice and new. This is the one off the other side, so you can see it's been a couple years. So this is what we're dealing with right here. These guys. So this is kind of a before picture. And then we also have some new pads. So we got some ceramic pads. This will be good for it to not dust the wheel nearly as much. And it should look good. But you can see that guy. All old. So it'll be good. All right, viewers, check this out. Got a rattle gun. So I already lifted up the car. It's got a jack stand holding the axle up. Pull his bitch off. It's heavy. It's a big wheel. All right, there she is in all her glory. The old caliper and rotor. This is the before shot. What the f are you doing? So this is the before shot. This is our rotor. Looks terrible. So we're gonna spice this up and put the red one on there. And then we'll also pull some of the surface rust off of the face of this rotor and paint it black, so when you look in the wheel, it doesn't look all rusty. There we go. So here's this sucker. He's all rusted in place. So before we put the new one on, we've got to make this look better because it looks terrible. So blast this thing with freaking brake clean. Whole freaking thing. Get in there with the So we're gonna let this dry for a little bit. All right, check it out, you guys. It's looking pretty good. I don't know, not too shabby. We've got to put these guys on. We've got copper washers in there. Hard to see, but we got some copper washers in there. New bolts, new guides, and then our new caliper. So we can pull this off. Really smash it in there. Like that. And slide the rest. There we go. Like that. And the other side. Like that. There's your sweet new caliper with new pads. And the spring looks better on this. It's not all rusty. It looks nice. So we got to pull this guy out. Come on, sucker. Okay. So there you go. Okay, so we have these new guides right here. Lay it on over. So it goes like that. Okay, so that's in. We've got our new mounting bolts. We've got some copper washers. This guy goes in the back. That sucker's got to go in there. And then we're gonna kind of push down the spring. Make sure our rubber guys on the back get pulled out. Bingo. So make sure that's tight. That's good. Okay. Now we're done. That easy. So all we got to do now is bleed the brakes, but we still have to do that for the front too. So now we can throw the wheel on. Check it out. It looks good. All the stuff I do looks incredible.
In addition to the regular brakes, we also want to do an electric parking brake. For this system, we got a linear actuator and we had to fabricate some brackets. So we used one of our favorite partners, Rapid Direct. So they are a CNC company that can do pretty much everything. With Rapid Direct, simply unload your design and receive an instant quote. From CNC and sheet metal fabrication to injection molding and 3D printing, your parts from concept to production faster than ever. Whether you need a single prototype or thousands of parts, Rapid Direct delivers consistent quality, engineering support, and reliable manufacturing, all backed by rigorous inspection standards. Trusted by innovators worldwide, Rapid Direct helps bring products to market faster, reducing lead times without compromising quality. Quality parts made easier, faster. So upload your file today and get an instant quote. I'll leave a link in the video description to their website. Just a couple little intricate pieces, and we need these for the Jeep. We're going to do some special things with the parking brake. So it's nice, they've got a nice powder coat finish. They've got the threads cut into them, so they can do threads as well as just CNC machining.
All right, we're working on the Jeep parking brake and got all the pieces here now. I scanned this. This is the actual original parking brake. Basically took this part out of the scan and printed it out so I could test everything, test my design. I also got the CAD design for our linear actuator, printed that out, and then designed some brackets that I can use. Attach those brackets to the linear actuator, cut off this part of the parking brake, weld this piece on to hold the linear actuator. And this piece actually grabs the cable with 450 pounds of force, so it should be able to pull the cable no problem. So we'll also set up some electronics so that when it hits a certain current, it shuts off. So we got these really nicely milled and powder coated pieces. That's gonna match these 3D prints here. We'll get this one mounted here, this one mounted back here. First, we've got to cut all this off. All right, so I got this cleaned up and just went ahead and temporarily installed the brackets, the actuator, the little cable guide grabber thing. Put it in place just to make sure everything looks good. And yeah, it looks great. So the cable end is in there, and it just gets pulled. This holds the cable guide in place. Yeah, everything looks good. Looks good. I'm gonna go install it in the car. And all right, here's what we got. Tightened everything down. So this is, secured down. The cable's secured, the bolts, everything's tight, looks good. So I think I'm happy with it. Like I said, I'm just gonna get a battery and extend this, make sure everything's good there before I weld this up. I've got this nifty little power supply with a 18-volt battery, power tool battery plugged in. Steps it down to 12 volts. So here we go. Excellent. This is the first test actually pulling the cable. Well, that didn't go very far. So that hit the 5 amps. Question is, did it actually actuate the parking brake? Okay. Okay, so I think this works just fine. Yeah, I think it's a success. I got a pry bar on it with the parking brake engaged, and I could not move it. So I think we're good.
John's got the electronic parking brake kind of working. So this is a linear actuator. It's kind of worm gear, and it pulls on the existing park brake cable. These wires and those other wires. So basically, it's just a one-touch kind of window module. So that's released. And then that's tight. I put this in drive while it's on. So, I mean, like the car wants to buck, but basically the park brake is causing it not to go, which is good. The ultimate plan is this is the OEM gear selector, and it's got, park, neutral, drive. So we've got plans to use this kind of variable resistor that's based on position and give that an output to select gears. So basically drive, neutral, reverse, and then park, it'll put it into neutral and engage the park brake. All right, so we just cleaned up the wires and flipped the car around. So that'll give us better access to put things in the front. We're looking pretty good. We got one question for the Orion folks, but the back battery here can go in. Okay, there we go.
Can you go forward?
Yeah.
We have brakes working on this?
Yeah, maybe check brakes real quick. Yep, that seems good. Yeah, I was gonna say we really can't do much without the cooling. If we want to take this somewhere beyond just the shop floor, we need to get some cooling, especially with motors. Batteries, again, if we're just going around the block, we should be fine, but motor, it'll actually kind of overheat and go to limp mode if you do it for more than just a minute or so. John originally kind of ran all the coolant lines and things, so I just need to reconnect them. I think I probably need to do some wiring for the pump, but we should be able to do that quickly and take it out in the parking lot.
There we go. Rubber stuff is such a...
Last thing we need to do is we need to wire up the pump. So we got a connector and some pins. We'll do that real quick. All right, you see we've got a lot of other wiring we need to do. So for now, we're just doing an inline fuse. We're gonna make sure the pump works. Go for a little drive. Add a little bit more. One other thing we needed to do on the inside was the display. So we needed to take all the OEM signals and make them display on the dash. Things like seat belts, turn signals, headlights, brights. So we scanned and designed our own custom surround as well as the display. All right, we're gonna do some painting with truck bed liner. So this is actually pretty thick, so we need to add some reducer to get it to spray kind of the consistency we want. So we're gonna do some of this, some of the hardener, and some reducer. We only need a little bit, so we'll just fill it up and start spraying. Probably go for a couple coats, make sure everything's covered, but it looks pretty good. Let's see if this works. Got a couple things that we need to check or fix. So left blinker's got hyper flash going on. Right blinker sounds normal, but we don't get an indicator there. The door ajar, it is ajar. We're not seeing that one. Brights, seatbelt light, again, that one's not on and it should be. Oh, you do get seatbelt. Maybe it just goes away, but you got the tire pressure monitoring. Yeah, seatbelt goes away, which is interesting. And then we've got this program to come on and off with power and it's not doing it, so we got to figure that one out too. Oh, and park brake is on, but the park brake is not on, so light is not corresponding with the signal. But in general, the display, the housing looks great. We've got it at least connected to the motor now, so we're getting the volts, temperature, all the things here. All right, we are going to continue to get all those signals working, but we're anxious, as I'm sure you are too, to go out and drive this. So we'll probably put the seat in and go give it a drive. So There we go. We got this still a mess, but and now the display is on. So we're just going to take it around the parking lot again. We're hesitant to take it very far just because there is some clicking sounds from the drivetrain. Now we're just doing this until we get our gear selector. All right, so we're gonna have John put on the GoPro. We just have some questions on the drive shaft. It's at more of an angle than we're used to, so I figured before we tear things up too much, we should look at the footage. Although we've done power brakes and power steering in the past, they're currently not hooked up and wired. So we're gonna add that one to the list as well.
Squeaking is the drive shaft.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like it.
Yeah, that like that CV joint boot.
Okay, here goes a very mild, soft start.
Sound good?
That sounds more up front. Says no faults though. So let's do a nut and bolt check. I'll just go put it back in the garage so we can kind of get on the ground. See, it's like under regen that it sounds worse. And to me, again, regen, it sounds like the front. See, it's not bad when you drive. You hear a little bit of the clicking. But it's like when you do regen, you hear it more, and it sounds to me like the front axle. Definitely sounds like the front. But it's only under load. So I'm not quite sure why it's only under load, but you'd think it'd be just all the time. All right, we just tried the park brake here. We're just on a little bit of a hill. So it's holding pretty good. It's only about a 15-degree slope. I think the best thing though is like we're in drive, so we'll try and give it a little gas. So it can kind of, again, acceleration of the motor can overcome it. We'll see though. I think that's probably okay. It's just loud. Probably send this to our drive shaft people, see if they've got any thoughts. It seems to be better if you're going a little faster, but if we're going to do the regen. Yeah, I just don't know what that is. I think we're going to have to figure that out before we do more serious driving. I feel like it's more or most pronounced on the driver front wheel area. We're getting closer. I feel like it's in the rear, so not the front drive shaft. I thought it would sound like the front, but it's kind of there's an output shaft that goes to the front differential and an output shaft that goes to the rear differential, and I feel like it's the one that goes to the rear differential. I can hear the sound better with the door open, and that's what it sounds like. So it almost sounds like, you know, when we're in regen, so essentially when the motor's kind of pulling the other way, that something like the head of a screw is hitting on a mount or something like that. So we're gonna have to do some more driving and some more GoPro, kind of really isolate where that's coming from. It just, yeah, it could be something as simple as like a zip tie, just click, 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 or maybe it's something more serious. But that's all the time we have for now. So those are some pretty big milestones. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.
What have you done?
I mean,
Okay, so he swept the floors a little bit.
Tesla Model X
If you want me to master paint for you, you let me know. I'm a master painter.